we have seen a faster increase in COVID-19 cases in Visayas and Mindanao, and most happen in workplaces. COVID surge is very alarming. Let us not be complacent, but let us be vigilant. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel I Care Gang. This is Ging Bayot. So for all of you who are watching and subscribing to my YouTube channel, thank you so much for your support. So our mission is simple: to inspire and touch lives, and through this channel we can empower individual and to show people that we care. We will be discussing to you today one very important topic: tips for keeping COVID-19 out of your working places, offices, fast food chains, hotels, hospitals, malls, and homes. So sit back and relax. Unang-una, ipapakilala ko muna sa inyo uli yung aming Manpower Agency, GM Faith Janitorial and General Services. We truly believe that hospital or home cleanliness, or even especially our working place, impacts overall our clients or our customers or our workers experience, and can impact also as well for satisfaction. Kung ikaw ay nagtatrabaho, alam natin, ang opisina mo, you really spend hours. You spend most of your time in the office. You have also to set high standard for cleanliness at home. Especially you have your kids, your grandparents at home, especially. Connection between the cleanliness of your home and the well-being of your family are closely related. Ang ating bahay, ang ating opisina, o ikaw naman ay nasa grocery nagtatrabaho, o kung ikaw naman ay nagtatrabaho sa mall, o kung especially if you're working in the hospital. So, you will be spending most of your time. On an average, you spend most of your time than anywhere else. So, this is very reason why we need to keep our home, our hospital, our workspace thoroughly clean, disinfecting our place at all times. So, experts believe that coronavirus can be transmitted through droplets. So when you talk, when you cough or sneezes, in close proximity to someone, importante talaga na consistent tayo. We should be wearing masks. Inhalation of aerosols, which are tiny, lightweight viral particles that can float and linger in the air for extended periods of time, is one way COVID-19 spreads. Even when an infectious person is more than 6 feet away, aerosols have the ability to travel and infect others. Please wear your mask and also wear your face shields always at work. People infected with COVID-19, they emit viral particles during respiratory activities such as breathing, talking, yelling, coughing, sneezing, and even singing. And each of these exhalations, they can produce different amount and sizes of respiratory particles based on how loudly someone speaks. So the number of deep breaths they take and the durations of the activity. So larger, heavier respiratory droplets can travel up to 6 feet, but then they fall to the ground. And smaller aerosolized particles, however, can get caught in airflow and move throughout the space, infecting people at further distances. So always wear your mask and face shields. And always keep yourself a safe physical distance from others. Even especially during break time, when you will be eating, okay? So, nandito tayo, I'm showing to you every room where nandito yung aking mga workers who are really cleaning well. These workers are really well trained, no? So they know exactly the basic principles of cleaning, and they also understand the science of cleaning. She and Faith, with our workers, we really wanted to we have this goal called reach reliable environment, aesthetically clean and healthy. Because we firmly believe that maintaining an environment with a low pathogenic burden is essential for avoiding complications like if you are working in the hospital, if you are frontliners, if you are health workers, janitors, because all of you are frontliners, and it's very important that we will maintain a healthy, safe, and aesthetically pleasing space with clean surfaces, comforting to our workers, to our managers. Okay, wala na tayong problemahin. Masarap po magtrabaho na malinis yung ating environment, yung ating kapaligiran. At hindi lang yan, syempre, ayaw natin magdala ng virus doon sa ating pamilya. So, kailangan din importante na malinis yung ating bahay. So, kung ano ginagawa natin sa ating bahay, ganun din ang gagawin natin sa ating trabaho. So, this is also at the same time, especially sa trabaho, no, we are also giving an impression of good quality care. Ibig sabihin, mahal na mahal natin yung ating negosyo, yung ating business. And ibig sabihin, we also love and care for our clients, for our workers. And we love our family, of course, as well. Every day, we should be meticulously cleaning every day, every areas in our place. Because when someone who has COVID-19, there are workers, there are people inside the house or at working place who is not, or even at school, who is asymptomatic. So they cough or they exhale, they release droplets of infected fluids. So most of these droplets fall on nearby surfaces and objects such as desk, table, telephones, chairs, doorknobs. So people could catch COVID-19 by touching contaminated surfaces or objects, and then they will be touching their eyes, their nose, or mouth. So we make sure that our working places, our home, our offices are clean and hygienic. Because contamination on surfaces touched by the employees, the clients, the customers is one of the main ways that COVID-19 are spread. And of course, not just the inside, but also outside. We need to disinfect also our areas outside of our office and even the building, the surrounding of our working areas. Always make sure that we maintain it today, that the staff, the contractors, the clients, the customers have always access to places where they can wash their hands with soap and water. So we want to make sure that everything in our workplace, our home, our school, our offices, we make sure these places are clean and hygienic. Surfaces, just as desks, tables, objects, telephone, keyboards, need to be wiped with disinfectant regularly. Why? Because contamination on surfaces touched by employees and customers, even the family members, are one of the main ways that COVID-19 spread. Proper use of dusting cloth and how to segregate them is also very important in cleaning. Kailangan talaga dito ang proper aseptic technique. That's why it's really very important that you hired someone who are really trained and who are really honest in their cleaning. Kasi sa segregation pa lang ng mga dusting cloth, our workers are really trained. Hindi pwede na magkahalo-halo yung ginamit niya na dusting cloth sa CR and then yun ipupunas niya sa table mo. And who knows kung wala naman may nagsusupervise, wala may nagmo-monitor. That is why we provide or designate honest, reliable, courteous, cooperative, trained, and carefully screened personnel. So, GM Faith, we are committed to excellence, passion, and integrity. We firmly believe that, especially dito sa aming cleaning services, nothing repels our guests, our clients, our patients, okay, more than poor housekeeping. So your hospital, your office, cleanliness, even your homes, it sets the tone for quality. Especially sa mga companies, yung mga tinatrabahuan natin, okay, whether it's in the hospital or uh, different agency or company, we need to show our clients, our patients, how much we care about them and our business. So with hygiene, with maintaining this realistic, aesthetically clean environment, not just clean. Okay, kasi pwede naman sabihin, ang linis ng area, pero hindi mo alam kung ano yung ginamit ng housekeeping mo. Okay, so I will just be giving you a tip, okay? Especially yung kailangan piliin ninyo yung talagang honest, yung talagang well-trained na mga housekeeping. Kasi we all knew that COVID-19 has put a huge strain on hospital resources, especially with rising bed occupancy levels. So not only has increasing number of beds created challenges with staffing shortage, but it also made it harder to keep the hospital beds clean, and it also increased the threat of infection transmission of the virus. Almost 300,000 patients a year develop healthcare associated infections. And how about our situation today with our COVID? With this, it is really a priority for everyone working in hospitals to keep on top of infection prevention. Close monitoring of this housekeeping personnel are really very important because medyo mahabang proseso ito eh. Manual cleaning involves several lengthy processes, includes as much as possible dismantling the bed to disinfect, to scrub all the headboards, the side rails, and other surfaces before carrying out a full mattress decontamination separately. So, for mattress decontamination, what we need to do first is we need to clean the surface in place with detergent and water, followed by rinsing. And staff must also then use a chemical disinfectant at a pH approved by the hospital for the appropriate contact time, followed by further rinsing. Is done in every hospitals and are all and we should not just let the housekeeping staff do this without even observing them, I mean monitoring them if they are doing it properly. We really need to be vigilant. We really need to take an action for this because coronavirus pandemic has shed new light on the need that we will not just take this for granted, but for us to have a tighter infection prevention, especially in relation to cleaning and disinfecting the medical equipment, and especially also doing the basic principles, but the top to bottom principles. We really need to make sure that even the ceiling and the wallings are being disinfected. Healthcare associated infection covers any infection that develops as a direct result of a medical intervention, surgical treatment, or indirectly as a result of being in contact with our healthcare setting. These people, our hospital personnel, they can become a potential source of spread of infection if they are not vigilant enough. So a person, for example, in the hospital, may be hospitalized for some other problem, let's say cardiac failure, and will become more sick after acquiring some infection in the hospital. That is why hiring an effective cleaning agency that understands hospital acquired infections and knows how to best prevent them is a productive first step to ensuring that your hospital remains infection free. The healthcare setting is a potential haven for dangerous pathogens that can pose a great risk to our patients. That is why you have to make sure that your cleaning services is really doing everything it can to prevent these dangerous infections. And you have also to see to it that they have supervisors also who has that knowledge and skills in doing all this work, because this is not an easy task. And of course, staff, I mean cleaning staff who is really God fearing and who is really honest, who has that passion, who understand that cleanliness is godliness, because the healthcare setting is a potential haven for dangerous pathogens that can pose a great risk to patients, and not just to patients, even also to everyone, the health workers. So prevention of hospital acquired infection has always been one of the biggest challenges uh, for every hospitals. And so especially right now that we have been seeing increased numbers of health workers being infected with the virus. It can spread from patient to patient, from nurse to nurse, from doctors to doctors, from patient to doctors, from doctors to patients. Okay, so this is really very important. We have to be sure in our office, in our schools, in our hospital, that you are really observing strict guidelines when it comes to cleaning and disinfection. We have to check our cleaning utilities. So we have to create a comprehensive list of all surfaces that have the potential for patient contact, or for the customer's contact, for or our client's contact, because these areas should not just be clean, but has to be disinfected properly, observing the principles of cleaning. And be sure that you choose a cleaning service that is also experienced, who has this knowledge on how we can prevent, or a service that is experienced in hospital acquired infection prevention procedures to help eliminate the risk of spreading the infection. For us also to avoid the spread of infection, every workers, they should have a morning care and aftercare. They should learn how to clean their own tables, their own equipments, their own materials. So for all workers, regardless of specific exposure risk, it is always a good practice to always clean your areas. Of course, you have to wear a mask every day. Frequently wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. So when soap and running water are not immediately available, you can use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 60% ethanol or 70% isopropanol. So avoiding touching your eyes as well, nose or mouth with unwashed hands. So practice good respiratory etiquette. Include covering when you are coughing and when you are sneezing, or coughing, sneezing into your elbow or upper sleeves. So also avoid close contact within 6 feet for a total of 15 minutes or more over a 24-hour period. So with people who are visibly sick, and practice physical distancing with coworkers and the public. So stay at home if you are sick. If there's any symptoms that you have colds, you have cough, especially if you have fever, please consult a doctor, and so that you will be given immediate medical care. This is another very important thing that we need to adopt, that we need to implement, that in every company, office, as much as possible, that the housekeeping will always be paired with infection control officer. Someone who is knowledgeable, skillful, and passionate. In your plan, you have to determine or consider the type of surfaces and how often the surface is touched, especially in the banks where there are really lots of people, in restaurant, in fast food chains, also in groceries, also in our hotels. Okay, there are many people who are staying in the hotels, and most of these places uh, pinapasukan ito ng mga positive na COVID dahil punong-puno na nga yung ating mga hospitals. Okay? So generally, the more people who touch that surface, the higher the risk. So prioritizing cleaning high-touch surfaces, at least ideally it should be hourly. Okay? So that should be the maximum. If the space is a high traffic area or if certain conditions, you have to choose to clean more frequently or disinfect in additional to cleaning. Especially also in the groceries, like the push carts, where it is always being used by the customers. So these are high touch surfaces. So the housekeeping, together with the prevention infection officer, should take hold of this job and constantly, regularly, meticulously evaluate or examine these places, like the handrails, even the elevators, okay, elevator button, the desk, the toilets, the faucets, okay, the sinks. These are important areas. So we have to ensure that cleaning staff are trained on proper use also of the cleaning products. How are they going to remove their gloves, and how are they going to put on their gloves, and how are they going to discard their PPEs like the mask. So, and especially also the proper use of the different products to ensure safe and effective use of these products. They need to always follow the direction on the label. So the label will include safety information and application instructions. So keep disinfectants, of course, out of the reach of children, especially at home. So many products recommend keeping the surface wet with disinfectant for a certain period. So you have to check the product's label to see what PPE, such as the gloves, the glasses, or the goggles, is required based on the potential hazards. And we have also to ensure that adequate ventilation, for example, open windows. Okay, so these are needed when we are disinfecting. So ensure adequate ventilation, and we use only the amount recommended on the label. So if we are diluting with water, and it is indicated for use, so use water at room temperature unless stated otherwise on the label. So label diluted cleaning or disinfectant solution, and store and use chemicals out of the reach of children. And also our pets, we have pets at home, okay? So do not mix products or chemicals. So, deep cleaning is essential to keep you and your employees fit and healthy, your family, your coworkers. Offices tend to be more unhygienic with the amount of time that you spend in an office. Virus spread very quickly from person to person in no time. And of course, production is hampered if your workers, if your nurses, if your doctors are off sick. Viruses and bacteria can thrive on desks, on keyboards, phones, and other surfaces, putting your employees at risk of becoming ill. So, the cleaner your surface are, the less likely to spread this virus. As an entrepreneur in the marketplace, we highly involved in mentoring and life coaching our workers. We are a Christ-centered agency, and we believe that spiritual formation is essential. Importante ito, along with skill enhancement. That is why we make sure to develop in our employees love towards God and work. And with this, too, less supervision is needed. Tinuturo namin sa kanila, kagaya yung sinabi diyan sa Colossians 3:23, ano man ang inyong ginagawa o gagawin, gawin ninyo ng magaan sa kalooban, na waring hindi sa tao kayo naglilingkod, kundi sa Panginoon. Alam naman ninyo, nagagantimpalaan kayo ng Panginoon, tatanggapin ninyo ang inilaan niya sa kanyang mga anak, sapagkat si Kristo ang Panginoong pinaglilingkuran ninyo. So we do uh, teach our workers
You can
to have
worship
a
God
God-fearing
through your work.
character.
Get a
This is really
vision.
very
The grander
important
the
that
vision, the
we
greater is the
tell them, we
motivation
emphasize to
and
them that
willingness to work
nga
for
dyan
His
sa
glory.
Philippians
Sabi
2:13,
nga,
for God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases Him. And if you also delight yourself in the Lord, in Psalms 37 verse 4, He will give you the desires of your heart. So marami na rin kami mga workers, hindi naman lahat, pero makikita mo kung sino talaga yung nakakaintindi, those who were really touched by the presence of God and who have applied these spiritual principles, because ito yung pinaka-importante na malaman ng mga bawat na mga workers, to have a God-fearing character. According to Henry Ford, quality means doing it right when no one is looking. So we emphasize to them that God is our real boss. We are just servants here. And in everything we do, you have to give it with all your heart because God is watching. You have to be consistent, you have to be dedicated, and true blessings is in giving to God your best. According to Tony Robbins, he said, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but it's what we do consistently. Kahit tinuro ko yung sa kanila, pero the next day, if they will not going to apply it, kahit 1 year, 2 years na yan sila nagtatrabaho. We have workers, ang kalahati talagang sumunod na intindihan, sinulat pa at inapply, and they have gone through with their experience talaga. Sino ba mag-expect from isang pedicab driver, isang grade 3, isang elementary graduate, pero ngayon they are in the positions. Okay, they are in the admin positions already because sabi ko nga sa kanila, kami are just instruments. Nakikita ng Diyos kung ano nasa puso nila. So, God will not going to elevate you. God will not going to give you the true promotion kung dito pa nga lang sa maliit na task as being as housekeeping hindi nyo magawa. So you have to be honest. So guys, we have to emphasize, we have to teach to our workers how to pray, how to trust God, how to let God be the center in our work. Hindi po ito religion. Kasi kung religion po, lahat tayo hindi po masisave. Wala pong sinasabi sa Bible na mayroong religion na masisave tayo. Wala po. It's our relationship with God. Because no matter how religious you are, if you don't have a relationship with God, sasabihin lang ng Panginoon, I don't know you. Because not everybody who calls Lord, Lord will enter the kingdom of God. That's in the Bible. It's not being religious. We have to emphasize to our workers to have a relationship with God. We are not bringing religion to them. And we have witnessed testimonies on how people's life has been transformed, has been changed, because they have really allowed God to be the center in their life, to be the center in their family, and to be the center in their life. We have to motivate people from the heart and influencing people from the heart. Because we firmly believe that lasting change will take place when the heart is affected. Now, if they choose to disobey and do not listen, I hope they will learn from their mistakes. I hope they will view failures as feedback that provides them with the information that they need to learn to grow and succeed. We emphasize God-fearing.
we actually
Ang ibig sabihin po ng GM, G stands for God-fearing, M is for man of faith. So, when our people are God-fearing and they are men of faith, obedience will no longer be a problem, I believe, because they love God. They excel at work because they are doing this for the Lord. They love the Lord and so they will avoid anything that will hurt God or something that will dishonor the Lord. Workers who understand this, who are God-fearing, will obey authorities.
they become
And
compassionate.
they have that passion to work, and work also becomes easier obeying the rules or doing especially in our cleaning, because cleanliness is next to godliness. So doing these things, I believe, will become easier because they love the Lord. For those workers who talagang natutunan ang mga bagay-bagay na ito, they will be excellent in their job, there will be open communication, and they will not be wasting their time. There will be intimacy with God and intimacy with authorities, and they will learn how to love their work, and they will also have that vision. Ibig sabihin, naiintindihan nila yung purpose nila, yung direction nila, at lahat ng ginagawa nila nagiging mas meaningful. So, here with GM Faith, we take immense pride in maintaining the utmost standard of cleanliness and quality. We offer our clients with hygienic, pleasant, reliable, aesthetically serene, healthy, clean surroundings that offer complete value for our clients' money. It is a constant reminder we are always giving them, and we are to be intentional, and we make sure that they really learn. The foundation here is having a relationship with Jesus and offering our lives, our work to glorify God. Ayan. See that? You have learned something. So, ito na po yung finished product. Wow. Ang ganda na. Malinis at mabango. Okay, malinis na from top to bottom yan. Yung ating ceiling, wallings, yung ating mga glass are well disinfected. Diba? Ang sarap. Pag ganito yung opisina mo, ang linis-linis. Diba? Okay. Super malinis na talaga siya. So, I'm taking this video. Okay, tingnan mo naman yung ating mga ceilings. Okay. Ayan. Pati yung ating manager na talagang hindi pa siya nakontento. Okay, nag-final touch pa siya. Ayan. So, he is the proprietor and the manager. That's my husband. Ayan. So, we are finalizing outside. Nagbigay tayo ng policy sa kanila, itong mga different rules. Most people nagre-react. Most ng mga tao are negative about policy, about rules na kailangan sundin. But when we emphasize why we are doing this, their purpose of doing this, they will even think beyond. We also emphasize every week uh, and remind our workers to always wear their mask, their face shield. So there may not be a tomorrow for you and for me, but there's a warning to time. Time is running for all of us. Fools say that time is long. Every morning we have 86,400 seconds to spend and to invest. God goes above and beyond the expectations of man. God's good works are more than can be numbered. So even the poorest among us can do more than can be expected, even after comparing them. So are you doing your best? Really? Are you the best worker in your office? Are you the best worshiper you can be? Are you the best giver? Ephesians 5:16, redeem the time, because the days are evil. Doesn't matter whether you live another year or 2 years or 5 years. Will your work be finished? Is there a quality to it? Is there a dedication to it? So fill your heart with the Word of God, and those who knows the scriptures are the ones that have the power today. As you work is going to fill a large part of your life. Your work as way of worshiping the Lord. If you use that work, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And if you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. So even in our cleaning, in our dedication to keep our place in a healthy environment is really glorifying to God. Ephesians 5:15 and 16 says, look carefully
than how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time because the days are evil.
The true servant's heart always leans towards more than is expected, more than is required. And this is my prayer that our love for God may abound more and more each day. Okay, so once again, I hope you have learned so many things today. So don't forget, our goal is reach to have a reliable environment, aesthetically clean and healthy. So I hope you were able to get some tips for keeping COVID-19 out of our homes, hospitals, uh, in our school, working place, in grocery, lahat ng mga lugar. I hope you were able to lots of learning today. So thank you so much and God bless everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and leave your questions. And please don't forget to click the bell icon for notification of new videos. God bless everyone.